Hi, I'm Kiki from Kiki&Coco, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do this Wednesday Addams look. And it's a more like simple look compared to all the other ones that you see on Pinterest, so happy Halloween. So first I'm going to be priming my face with the Hourglass primer. And make sure to prime your face because the look that I'm about to do requires like actual face makeup, so it's not that great for your skin. And just make sure to evenly coat everywhere. I really like to get into my nose area and like on my cheeks where your pores are usually a little bit larger. And just really rub it in. Next, I'm going to be taking the Ohui CC cushion. And this one is SPF number 50 and number 1, so it's the lightest color. And I'm just going to be doing a regular kind of light foundation base first, and I'll be adding the paler makeup on top later. When you're applying CC cushion, you always want to do a patting motion and not like a swiping motion, because then you're just moving the foundation around and you're not actually applying the foundation. Okay, next, using the NARS concealer. This one is in the number light 2 vanilla. I'm just going to be covering up my under eye circles and kind of my spots. I'm also going to be using to highlight the bridge of my nose a little bit, even though we'll be going over it later with the white makeup. And here I'm just using a slightly fluffy concealer brush, and I'm just going to be blending that out a little. It's kind of like a slight patting motion almost. And just with a dampened beauty blender, kind of smooth everything out a little bit more, especially all the areas that you just concealed. Just lightly will do it, because if you dab too hard, then you've just removed pretty much all the stuff you concealed. This is just to soften everything out a little bit so that you don't have any brush marks. And if you feel like some of it has gone away again, use the old brush, just lightly tap again. And I have a huge zit right now, so I'm just going to cover it a little bit more. And now we're going to get to the main event. So I recently purchased this at the drugstore, and it is basically cream makeup that's white, and it's super thick, and I'm just going to layer this over my foundation so that I look really pale. I applied it in the back of my hand first so that I get the even application that I want. Using the beauty blender, just lightly start tapping that everywhere pretty much. Alright, so now that you're done having a zombie face makeup going on, we're just going to move on, and we're kind of going to put some depth into our facial features. And so I'm just going to be mixing the bronzer from the Marc Jacobs Mirage filter with a little bit of this raw sienna from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And so using a wide eyeshadow brush, and this one's kind of a little bit fat and really fluffy, and I'm just going to be mixing 2 colors on the back of my hands like this first, along with a little bit of the bronzer. And I'm just going to be putting it kind of around this area over here on my eyes. I'm just mixing it in general. And kind of bring it down on the side of your nose as a little bit of a contour as well. And just get this area over here. And don't worry about the ends that look a little bit more harsh. You can just use a fluffy brush later to fluff it out. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Mix it on the back of your hand with the 2 colors. And just cover your entire area underneath your eyebrows. But leave a little bit of over here along your eyes, over here above your fold. Just side of the nose like this. Just bring it down a little so it creates kind of like, exactly an ombre effect, but it blends it out a little bit. And then kind of like the areas over here, you can add just a tiny bit more of just the bronzer itself. Or, well, this is more like a shading color, I guess, from Marc Jacobs. And just bring it down this side a little bit more. Now using a clean buffing brush, we're just going to buff out the sides over here a little bit so they appear a little bit more natural. Because what we're doing here essentially isn't really creating an eyeshadow effect, but rather just making your eyes look a lot more darker because the rest of the face is very, very pale, right? So when you have darker eyes like this over here, it looks even more haunted. Alright, next using another clean buffing brush, we're going to be using a different color. This color is from the Tartelette in Bloom palette from Tarte, and it is just this color over here called Charmer. And this is a matte white kind of color, and we're just going to be filling in that section over here that we left out from all the brown. And this just brightens the eyes a little bit more, and at the same time, because you're kind of blending in with the rest of that bronze brown color, it makes everything look a tiny bit more blended. And this also helps kind of color out any of mini veins that you might have in your eyes or the redness. And you can bring this color down a little bit towards here as well. And actually, by putting a little bit of the eyeshadow over there, you're gonna help prevent any of the eyeliner from running out. So now using the Makeup Forever HD powder, we're just going to set kind of the T-zone area, and that's it. Use a large fluffy brush. I'm just going to take a little bit of that powder, tap it a little, and pat it on to the T-zone area. Never like go like this too much when you're doing like translucent powder, because you're just gonna end up moving a lot of your powder and you're not actually setting anything, you're kind of just moving foundation around, especially since right now this isn't just foundation, this is face makeup. Next, we're gonna do our brows. This is a brand called Cella, and it's a really thin and dark brow pencil. And I'm just going to be drawing in my brows. And I'm gonna go for more of an arch so that there is more of a definition to the eyes. And then using a fluffy brush, just gonna blend out my eyebrows. Just slightly blend the color out. Don't have to blend too much. It's okay that we have strong brows because she does have really dark hair, which I don't have it right now. Alright, moving on. Now we're going to start drawing the eyeliner, and today I'm going to be using a black eyeliner, which I usually don't, as you know. This one is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. I'm just going to be drawing in my waterline, and I'm going to be doing a cat eye look today. The thing about cat eye is you want to make sure that the angle the cat eye goes up is the exact angle as from your bottom lower lash line to go up that way, and that is when it'll look the most natural. Okay, moving on. Next, with the Smashbox mascara, I'm just gonna lightly coat my eyelashes. Don't forget to get your bottom lashes as well. Okay, moving on, we're just going to be taking some false lashes. Unfortunately, I don't remember where I got these anymore. I've since lost the packaging, but I think they're from Japan, possibly, maybe. And I'm just going to be using a tweezer to help me apply these. And I'm also going to be using the dual lash glue to help me apply these. And you only need a little bit of lash glue, not too much, otherwise it's going to take forever for the lashes to dry. And you want to let it dry just a tiny bit before you apply it, otherwise it actually won't stay in place. And I'm just going to be applying these. I always apply the middle part first because that way I can just adjust the front and the ends. and just push it in a little bit. You can use the end of the tweezer to kind of bring the lash up a little bit like that. There we go. And the eye part is done. And next, again with the Marc Jacobs, I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the contouring color and just using a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to lightly contour, not too much because she's mostly very, very pale. Moving on, we're going to be using the Becca Jaclyn Hell palette, and we're just going to be taking this color over here, this kind of brownish color, and we're going to be using that as a blush. And we're just going to use a angled blush brush, and we're just going to lightly tap just a tiny bit of that. It doesn't really give too much color, but you just want a tiny bit right on the cheeks. Moving on, we're using this Wonder lip paint from J Cats, and this is super pigmented, and I'm just going to be using a disposable kind of lip brush, and I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the color and brushing it onto the center of my lips. And just blending it out a little bit, using your fingers even. Especially adding some extra color over here. And that's it! This look is complete.